Hi, I'm Derek Coates with Dormicaba. Today we're going to look at rehanding a mortise. Now, this is our mortise cassette for our lock, and sometimes you accidentally order the wrong one. This one is actually a right hand. I know the part number's pretty well by now, but this is a right hand version. Well, what if I have a left hand door? It's not going to work correctly for that. So what do most people think when they look at this? I grabbed a screwdriver, I'm going to take these screws out, flip things around. Don't do that. You take these screws out, you're going to have springs go flying, you're going to have white grease all over you. There's an easier way. Changing these things out really take just a few seconds after you've done a few of them. Your first one might take a few minutes. I'm going to walk you through it. So first thing we're going to do is take our faceplate off. There's actually a little catch on our latch here that we have to remove this faceplate or it won't release. So I'm going to take these two screws out. That way I can start. Let me give you a little tip on what tools you might want to have with you to do this. So I've got a regular Phillips screwdriver. I've got what I call a tweaker, a little flathead screwdriver. It helps for moving a clip in there in a minute. I've got a spindle here and a pair of pliers just in case, because this is actually an auto deadbolt mortise. If I hit this anti-pick, the deadbolt sticks out and I can't get it to push back in to do what I need. So I can stick this spindle in, grab it with my pliers, retract it enough to get it out of the way. So handy little thing to have. The other part that is recommended you have is a mortise rehanding tool. We actually sell these in little 2-packs. If you don't do this much, this is a very handy tool to use. I do these a bit without it, but I really recommend you have one of these, because if you don't have it, and you go to move one of these clips and pieces of metal in a minute and something falls down, it's going to fall inside the cassette here and you're not going to be able to get it back out. And then you're going to want to remove these screws to open it up, and you're going to have those springs fly and that white grease everywhere like I talked about. So having this tool is handy. So to rehand this, you actually kind of put your fingers over the deadbolt here, because you need the deadbolt to release just a little bit. So I'm going to push this anti-pick down, let it release just a little. So it's got to be released a little just so things move where they need to back here. Take my hand and push this latch in. And there's a little hook clip right here that just secures a piece in here. I'm going to take my little tweaker and just lift that out of the way. Real easy to do. I'm going to push it back the rest of the way, and I'm going to take this retaining clip and push in here. That helps keep things held in here so they don't fall inside the lock like I said. Now the last piece, I've got to take this retaining clip and slide it over. So I'm just going to slide it right over like that. Now I can let go of this latch. If I get it right, there we go. I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to turn it 180 degrees. And I'm going to try to get all the pieces here. I'm working upside down here a little bit, so I'm going to get all this back in. I'm actually hitting my clip inside here, which I don't normally do because, like I said, I don't normally use this clip. So there we go. So I'm going to slide this back in place. And I'm going to push it all the way in so it slides back inside this clip in the back. I'm going to take my little tweaker and just push this clip back in place. Pull the retaining piece out, and then just push that little clip back over the back to hold everything in place. And guess what? I have rehanded my lock now. This is now a left-hand mortise. I can put the faceplate back on it, and I'm ready to go. So let's do that again just to see how I did. We're going to flip it back to a right hand. So I'm going to push this back in a little bit. I'm going to lift that clip, push it on in, and put my retaining tool in there. Slide this piece out of the way. Let this latch come out. End up hitting it with this little retaining tool. I'm not used to using it, because I just do it without it most of the time. Shame on me, but it's the way I am. There we go. I'm going to flip this 180 degrees, slide it back in, push this piece back over, Oops. Now this is why you have that retaining tool, so you don't accidentally drop something in there like I almost did. So you get all this lined up the right way. I've done this tons of times, and sometimes it takes me a minute, sometimes it doesn't. Oops. And for some reason this one's just wanting to give me little fits here. And I don't know why this thing's giving me fits today. There. I was catching on this, I think. I got it popped in place. And take this little clip, push it down like I was saying before. This normally takes me seconds to do, and of course while I'm doing a video for y'all, it takes me a little longer. I got one of the hooks out of place is what I did. There we go. Popped it right back in place. Everything's on there now. So it's in the groove. And there we go. So now it's back in and working the way it should. So every now and then you might struggle with that like I did on that last one. I just let that little clip that holds it in place pop up a little too much and it was getting caught. I got it pushed back down in and it's back in place. So don't get frustrated with it. Don't let that piece fall in there and then try taking it apart. Just stick with it for a minute. We all have little issues sometimes. Like I said, normally it takes me a few seconds. That second time it took me a minute to get done. So this is how we rehand the mortise. Thank you.